Hi, I'm Vince Bobba. Pleasure to meet you. I look forward to meeting you in person one day. All right, we're looking at the 51 Sauter Roadster. It's fish silver metallic, which is kind of an unusual color. I actually have a 4-digit car, chassis 5420, with the same color. So that's interesting. You can see the fit and finish is very good. The paint is very good. This is an older restoration, but the paint has done well. It's got the proper 16-inch wheels, proper tires. Everything is in great shape. The fitting of the aluminum trim around the body bumper is as it should be. Let's walk around the car a little bit. You can see it's got the early Bosch scripted headlights with the adjusters at 9 and 12 as they're supposed to be on the early cars. Early turn signal lenses, the aluminum Porsche script, aluminum hood handle secured with the leather straps. Again, the 16-inch slotted wheels. Moving over to the doors, nice finish, front opening, closes on its own pretty much. As we walk around the car, you can see it's got the rotary switch, which is used in 50 and 51 only for the headlights, and the other switches for the dash, the Vigal gauges, before they were VDO, are correct, deep set with concave lenses like they're supposed to be. Additionally, the dash has a clock and the ashtray with the waterfall knob as correct. Some people argue that the knob should go down. Others argue that the knob should be up like it is there. Since this was a racing model, it has the exterior shift raised shifter, which it's supposed to have. Only a few cars had that. I don't know how many. Again, all the correct knobs on the dash. Push button starter, off on switch for ignition, and the push button. Banjo steering wheel, turn signal with the lighted lens at the end. The early SWF turn signal is correct. Interior's in great shape. Again, sport racing seats, everything lightweight on this car. As we go to the back of the car, you can see the fit of the rear deck lid. This is a unique deck lid, by the way. Of course, this is all aluminum, and everything on this body is unique. It's got early sport muffler, the early shine down tail light with just Hella on there. Doesn't have the K1342, I forget the exact number, but it just says Hella with the red light and the 2 shine down where the license plate would normally go. Okay, we'll open up the rear deck lid. It's got a keyed lock right here with a square receptacle to lock it in place. We'll lift it up. It's very light. The seamed fan shroud, typical of the very early cars. These were used from 50 till late 51, early 52. The D voltage regulator, the super breather. This is a Type 527 engine, which is a 1500 with a roller crankshaft engine. I'm not sure if there's a roller crankshaft in here or not, but it would have come that way originally. 40 millimeter Solex carburetors that are adapted down into the heads right here. These are actually pretty hard to find these days. 383 distributor, early fuel pump, 2-piece case engine, regular 1500 engine stuff. Okay. Looks to be in order. We'll see how it does when we start. Here's how you lock it right there.
Okay. Comes down. That's cool. I'll just cut it like as you open it, I'll cut it and restart.
Really cool wooden stick to hold the hood up. Haven't seen this arrangement before, or this type of hood. We've got the reinforcement going side to side in an X fashion. Little catch here for the hood fitting next to a GT style larger gas tank. Really neat stuff. The battery box is as it would be on any other 51. This is for the spare tire typically. Excuse me. And looks to be mostly normal 356 stuff, with the exception of the larger gas tank. Haven't seen this version of a gas tank on a Pre-A before. Slotted screws. Phillips screws weren't on 356s until January of 1955, where they were first shown up on the rubber buffer on the door, in the door bumper. Okay. Again, slotted screws on the Pre-A. Slotted screws. Oddly enough, there's a company in Michigan that makes the correct screws. It's a beautiful little car. Okay, we're about to start her up, and just to show that this is a cold start, it's 9 in the morning here on a Saturday in Berkeley, and I have no business being in a short sleeve shirt, to be honest. I'm actually kind of cold. But anyway, very cold. Very cold. The Stork oil temperature gauge is on absolutely zero there. So let's see what happens. I assume this is neutral. Okay, off, on. See how quickly it goes from here to there? That's a roller crankshaft engine. I've had 2 of them, and you'll notice how fast the tachometer responds. Should we lift her up and then take it for a ride?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're back on the car with it now up in the air. So we'll go around the car and show everything. I'll point out a couple of things that I've spotted on this thing. So these cars, this was before Porsche used the rear Coney shock absorbers. They used the modified version of the lever shocks built by VW. It's said that the 1950 cars and my January of 1950 one car that I have came with single piston shock, lever shock. My February of 51, also a 4-digit car, came with a dual piston lever shock. So there's some debate amongst the early Porsche people around the world as to what is correct, but I believe they switched around that time frame. This car, of course, has 2-piston shock and was a race car, so they kept that, even though I know this car had been upgraded by the factory at different times. So this is kind of interesting. You can see the bottom of the car is, again, this is an older restoration, but everything, there's no rust anywhere. There's, looks like they've got a fuel filter auxiliary. This might even be an inline fuel pump here. We didn't use it when we started up, but it sure started quickly, so I don't know on that. It's got the solid boot on the axle tubes, which is good. It's got a later VW version of a synchromesh transmission. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. It's got the correct early 356 odd mount. Here's, of course, the bottom of the 2-piece case engine. Tiny bit of oil right there. Nothing major, nothing here. Tiny, of course, this is a magnesium case, so there is oil weepage. Not a lot, but a little bit. Got the early flapper boxes. These are kind of hard to find. These are the correct early backing plates for the rear. Let's go towards the front of the car. Everything is fine underneath. This is all aluminum. Feels like, at least. This should be steel. Okay, so we come up here. We've got the early 356 backing plate. These were originally VW backing plates, but on a VW at this time frame, there was only one wheel cylinder. The early 356s had 2 wheel cylinders, so they have a bridge pipe that goes from here up here and a V-type bleeder system up here. So these wheel cylinders, excuse me, are kind of unique to this year and model. Kind of neat. Everything is in order up here. No damage with respect to accident. If there was, it was repaired over the years. And all the substructure looks good. The body bumper fit is nice. And as is the battery box. It has the single horn, which an early 356 only had one horn. It's got it right here. Looks to be in order. Everything looks to be fine. It's been undercoated lightly. So, yeah, and while we're up in the air, I want to point out a couple of things. This is interesting. I've never seen this except on the Carrera 2, where it goes through the valence. So this is kind of a neat touch. You can see on these later in 51, the lenses were glass. The 50 and early 51 cars, it was plastic. These appear to be glass, as do the Hella rectangular taillights. Again, slotted screws, as is correct, which is kind of a neat thing to see. Slotted screws here holding these little air vents in here, which appear to be there just for show. I don't know, but kind of some neat little features. You can see these early bezels where the ring is and the securing fasteners on the inside versus later Pre-A's where the ring is a little bit bigger and the screw is more on the center of the bezel. So those are the correct bezels for the early cars. What a wonderful little car. Brakes work good. No grabbing, they're adjusted properly. The clutch has a little bit of grabbing, so we'll see. What a wonderful little car.